Hi, my name is Tom Thornton, and I want to share a project I've been working on called GQLHub. GQLHub allows you to create GraphQL endpoints that are fully hosted and configuration free. Let's think about a common scenario that we've probably all encountered. We have a database, and we need to build an API to interact with that data. So I have some sample data here in a Postgres database that I have hosted on DigitalOcean. So if we look, just for example, I have an actors table here that has a lot of actor data, and I want to be able to create an API so I can query this data. So I could go create a REST client in my favorite programming language and begin to interact with this data. I could even build out my own GraphQL endpoint in whatever programming language I like and get that deployed and find a way to host that. I'd like to propose a better way to handle this, and that's to use GQLHub. So let's take a look at what that might look like. I'm going to go to GQLHub.com, and I'm going to enter an application name. This one I'm going to call Film App because that sample data deals mostly with film. I'm going to put in my server information. So this is my DigitalOcean server here. I'm going to type in my port number. That database is a sample database with that name. I'm going to give my connection information. And using GQLHub, I'm just going to click Get My Endpoint. GQLHub is going to use the information that you've provided to connect to that database, and it's going to return an API endpoint. I'm going to take the endpoint that it returned, and instantaneously here, I'm going to go in, and I'm going to provide the operation that I want to perform. I have a couple of these set aside. Now, using GraphQL, I can immediately begin to query that data. So this first query here, if you're not familiar with GraphQL syntax, this is looking at this query is going to look for actors, and it's going to return the actor ID, the first name, and the last name. I'm just going to steal this one here. That's a one-line format of that query, so I can paste it into the URL. And I'm going to pull my data. So just like that, we went from having just a database to now we have a live API endpoint that we can query data from. Just to look at a couple other examples, the second query here passes an argument where the first name is Ed. So this is only going to give us actors whose first name is Ed. You can see we only get 3 records back where the first name is Ed. And then this final query here queries a different table called staff. We're going to get the first name, last name, and email, but also their address. We're going to join in the address table and get, if we look at this in the database, we can see what this query might look like. We want first name, last name, but we're also joining the address here where we're going to get their address and their district. So I'm going to pull this query and copy this in as well. And now you have, you're actually looking at 2 tables worth of data in this query return. So just within a matter of moments, you can get these easy API endpoints up and running, and you're immediately interacting with your data. If you're building a web client, you can integrate with this seamlessly. It eliminates a whole layer of your application stack. I hope you guys like this Kickstarter. It's really something I'm doing to try and find people who want to get early access to this and start to test it and help really shape where this product is going. So please either donate to the Kickstarter today or check out gqlhub.com for more information. Thanks.